LinkedIn cooked my entire generation. Let's see what bro's talking about.
LinkedIn is this perfect example of technology creating problems it's supposed to solve. How does an app made to help you get a job end up helping big corporations exploit the job market, underpay employees, waste applicants' time, and keep your ass hashtag open to work in the process?
That's a very good question. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know about LinkedIn, he just basically summed it up. It's supposed to help you get a job. It's as simple as one plus one equals two. It's supposed to just be able to get a job. But for some reason, you go on LinkedIn and everybody's open to work, hashtag open to work, and you get no job. It makes no sense. It's literally like a deep void of just job application after job application after job application, and you get no job. You get no job. Man.
If you think that dating apps destroyed dating, take a look at what LinkedIn has done to the job market. So, how do we get to this point where Harvard graduates can't land entry level jobs?
Now that's nutty. If you telling me I'm going to Harvard, I expect $150,000 per year contract because I just went to the best school in the world, supposedly, right?
At some point in college, they told me to download LinkedIn. I didn't think much of it. I didn't think much of anything back then. So, I
See, I'm sorry, I keep pausing, bro. I thought I was ahead of the curve, gang. I was like, you know what? LinkedIn, I heard a lot of things about LinkedIn. You gotta have a LinkedIn profile popping straight up. You know what I'm saying? So before I went to college, I was like, I'm gonna start ahead of people. I'm gonna open mine in high school because I'm like that. I'm him. Little did I know, there was not much effect. LinkedIn is basically a corporate social media. You know what I'm saying? You have clout based off of the connections, the amount of connections you have. And obviously, knowing me, I'm in high school. What connections am I gonna have? I don't know anyone outside of my own high school. So, am I gonna know CEOs? Absolutely not. So when I start up my LinkedIn in high school, yo, I have zero connections, and then I just keep scrolling. I keep scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, huh, what's up with all these people having 500 plus, 500 plus, 500 plus? And that's when I realized that sweet number, that's what everybody strives for. 500 plus connections. And I'm like, I'm not getting that anytime soon. So what do? I went into freshman year of college, right? And that's when I start connecting with anyone and everyone under the sun. I don't know you, but you're supposed to be connected with this person because you know them. You're like, oh, they're nice. Nah, I want to get to that 500 number. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep on connecting with random people so that I can get to 500 connections, so I can look legit. Because right now I look like a fraud. I look like I ain't serious. You know what I'm saying? But that's what LinkedIn wants to make you think. They want to make you think that you're unserious and you want to stay on the app. You want to connect with as many people as you can. Amen.
made my little profile, started firing off connection requests. I was adding skills that I didn't even realize were skills. I
Not
was
facts.
told that this app was going to help me get a job. And it looked like it, honestly. I could search any company, any type of job, and boom, there'd be openings. But little did I know, man, what was in store for me. So back in the day, you drop off an application for a job, a manager reviews that application and goes, hey, this guy could easily do this job. Let's interview him. You go to the interview, you do a good job, handshake, boom, job. That's how it worked for our parents, for their parents. But if you've applied to a job anytime recently, then you know that's not how it works for us. Now you can spend days perfecting.
Man, you can't even get a fast food job, let alone a corporate job. What? Oh my days, bro. I go on Indeed and I search up, part-time jobs near me. I see Taco Bell. I see McDonald's. If McDonald's isn't hiring you, yeah, honestly, it's not even a skill issue. It's a job market issue. If McDonald's isn't hiring, gang, put the fries in the bag. You can't even put the fries in the bag for real, gang. It might be a skill issue actually, but I'm just saying, if you can't even get these part-time jobs and they're all saying that you don't qualify, you know damn well I qualify to put fries in bags, nonstop. So what makes you think that I can't? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, if that's the case, then of course these corporate jobs are gonna be at a way higher scale. Man,
Your resume, applying to hundreds, if not thousands, of job openings, and in most cases, not even getting the honor, the respect of a rejection. So, how do we get here? Just like a lot of problems we're dealing with now, It starts with a free app that sells you a promise. And in this case, it's a job. If you're a normal person, you'll use LinkedIn only when you need a job, right? We'll get to the LinkedIn influencers in a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Now, before we continue this video, I'll have a confession to make. He said normal people. I guess I'm not a normal person because what he's calling a LinkedIn influencer, I might be that. I won't lie. I am what you call a LinkedIn warrior. You know what I'm saying? But that's not fair for me to just be a LinkedIn warrior because it has a very bad negative connotation on it. And I know he's gonna talk about it later. What really I'm doing is basically what I do on YouTube, on LinkedIn. I'm just catering to corporate people. Think about it. You got to really think about it. You know how content creators, right? They get these brand deals because their content is cool. They got a lot of eyes on them. You know what I'm saying? The brands want to sell. They want these content creators to sell their product to the masses, to their audience. So what am I gonna do on LinkedIn? I'm gonna sell my skills to the people that can give me a job. It's as simple as one plus one. Doesn't that make sense? Now there are people that abuse this and that literally have no life, and literally they live on that app. For me, I don't live on LinkedIn. I live on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I don't live. We live on two different playing fields. But I do indulge in LinkedIn here and there. And when I know I get too attached, you gotta pull away because you don't want to get consumed in the world of LinkedIn. Trust me, gang. You do not want to do that.
Trust me, you will not believe the sickos and what they're posting on here. But for now, put yourself in the shoes of someone who needs a job. And I've been in these shoes a few times. These shoes suck, right? But you got your resume, with your experience on there. And look, there's a ton of job openings on LinkedIn, and this is great. You can apply to some of these just clicking a button, and it gets even better. LinkedIn asks you, hey, are you looking for a job right now? You go,
And that's the problem. You can apply to jobs with just clicking one button and then it's an automatic application. Why do you think you're not going to be one of 10,000 people doing it because of how easy it is? Think about it. The easier the application, the harder it is to get the job because way more people are going to apply to the job because of how easy it is.
yeah, I am actually. They go, great, put this open to work banner on your profile picture. And what you don't realize is if you say yes, you just marked yourself with the kiss of death. Open to work means open to remaining unemployed, bozo. All right, so we're 2 minutes into this video, and we've already gotten to the point where this app is no longer for the user and stops making sense. So yeah, you put your little open to work profile picture. So now companies know, hey, this loser can't get a job anywhere. Let's keep it that way. It's like it's like walking around, with a girlfriend versus without a girlfriend. You get a girlfriend, all of a sudden girls start popping up out of nowhere, out of the woodworks that you haven't heard from.
See, I can't relate because I ain't never had a girlfriend. I'm fine with that, yo. Don't try to judge me, yo.
In years, it's the same with jobs. If no one else wants to hire this kid, why would I? We've all heard how bad unemployment is right now, and it's clearly different from the past. Something has changed. But if you were to scroll LinkedIn and you see all these job openings, you'd be like, damn, I guess it's actually not that bad. And this is where the damage that this app is doing starts. Companies are posting job openings every single day, and thousands of people start applying. But here's the thing, though. There is no job. You might have heard this term before. It's called ghost jobs. According to one study, 1 out of every 5 positions posted online does not even exist. Companies do this for a few reasons, and all of them are evil as shit. This is where the problems that we deal with in terms of getting a job are unique to our generation. LinkedIn has basically given companies a cheat code. So back in the day, if a worker quits, the company has to now find a replacement for that worker. But because of apps like LinkedIn, companies are finding those replacements before that person even quits. So not only are people applying for jobs that don't exist, but current employees are being treated like light bulbs.
Yo, bro, we are literally monkeys in a test experiment, gang. Are you serious? Individuals need our own LinkedIn. Because these companies, LinkedIn is literally catered towards companies. I'm just peeping that. Are you telling me they have job applications open just to hire nobody? You're telling me they have 10,000 people applying for one job, and the job that everybody is applying for doesn't even exist. That is disrespectful as hell. They making you look like a dummy. Straight up making me look like a dummy. But we need an app that allows us to get jobs before they can even. I don't even want a job, bro. Just an app that gives us money before they can even pay us. You know what I'm saying? No cap. What the hell, bro?
Where you just swap them out whenever. There is always going to be some kid fresh out of college or whatever that's willing to take your shitty low paying job, because low paying is better than no paying, right? Because experience is better than no
No.
experience. LinkedIn has made experience like a payment on its own, right? By giving these companies access to thousands of applicants all over the world.
I ain't
Oh,
used
your
dating app,
Stevie
so I
wants a
don't know.
promotion? He's sick of working, 12 hours a day for a minimum wage? Well,
Can his ass.
And hire someone who will. We got 1,000 applicants just dying to take his job. What makes
What-
this a huge
Bro, what
problem
type
is
of game is this,
idea
by the
of
way?
Experience, because experience
Is this
has
a-
become this requirement
Office,
for
the
entry-level
Office Killer
jobs,
edition or
despite
something,
the
bro?
fact
Like
that
what?
you can't get experience without experience, right? This is a problem that apps like LinkedIn created. The idea of giving someone random a shot is not a thing anymore. Like, why would you give some random kid from LinkedIn a shot when you have access to thousands of people who would have more experience? And I don't like big corporations, to be honest. I kind of hate them, but you almost can't blame them here. The blame is on LinkedIn for giving them the platform for this, right? Think about it from a company's perspective. Why would you hire someone who's never worked in a corporate job if you don't have to? Like, something they don't tell you
Man, that's
about
fair.
a lot of these jobs is that once you can handle the day-to-day of one of them, the torture of a 9-to-5 office job, you can handle any of them. Like, your threshold for pain translates to other jobs. So you've now joined the dark side. You can work most corporate jobs now, regardless of your title, whether it's solutions manager, business strategist, social media, AI, the supervisor. Like, just throw a dart on a dartboard of buzzwords and you'll get a corporate job title that you can now do. That's the secret. Once you can do one of these jobs, you can do most of them, right? And that's part of the reason that companies hire people who have done it before, as opposed to the college graduate who still has a little bit of light in his eyes. I remember at my old corporate job, I got a new assistant and he had never had like a real job before. I don't know how he got hired, but it actually sucked for me because I'd give him work, I'd need help on something, and he'd be like on his phone laughing at memes. I'm like,
Imagine if your first job is a corporate job. That's nutty. I've had like 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had 4 jobs. None of them corporate, by the way. Before a corporate one. I still don't have a corporate one because I'm a student. And it's just like, damn. I guess when those jobs, you kind of get the gist of the redundancy of the job. You know what I'm saying? You get the hierarchy thingy. You know what I'm saying? You're at the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? And you got your team lead, and then you got the manager, and then you got the regional manager, and then you got the big boss. You know what I'm saying? That's similar for every corporate job, really. Imagine if you just went straight into a corporate job and you scrolling on TikTok laughing. You're laughing at lucky TikToks. Y'all get it? Y'all got it? Yeah, nah, alright, never mind.
dude, it would be like 5 o'clock. He'd be asking me to go home. I'd be like, bro,
What do you mean go home?
this isn't school. We have to finish the work first and then we go home. But yeah, I couldn't rely on him at all. He ended up making my job way harder, slowing everything down. I was like babysitting this grown ass man. I mean, none of this would end up mattering because I quit. But the point is, the company that I worked at used the fact that I had no corporate experience as leverage to underpay me and overwork me as an entry-level employee, right? I'd be at the office, I'd be like, holy shit, I think I might have the worst possible job in the world. I'm like questioning the life decisions that brought me here. I'm like spiraling in the office. I'm asking like who in their right mind would take this job? And then I look up and I see them giving a tour to like 30 of the new assistants who are lining up to get the job. It's like you forget that at one point you were dying to get this job, and then you get the job, you're like,
Holy shit.
and that's if you're lucky enough to get into the door. Most of the times, you won't get that far applying to jobs online, right? The majority of hirings happen through networking. They happen through personal connections, like 70 to 85%. That's the estimate of new hiring happens through personal connections.
That's what people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? That's what people always think. Oh, you got to go to school for 4 years. Major in this degree so that you can get a good job right out of college. I ain't gonna lie. College is way more risky than even a business, in my opinion. You know why? Because you can take any major: engineering, computer science, business, finance, philosophy. What are the odds of you managing to get a high paying job when you graduate? Mind you, majority of Americans that do go to college take thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans. So how are you going to pay back those loans? Now you're internally in debt for the rest of your life because the interest rates are so high on your student loans and you don't even have a job to pay those student loans back. And you're stuck. Really, the key thing to getting, here's the key, right? These jobs will always say, because even for entry level jobs, they're gonna be like, yo, bro, you need 2 years of experience. How am I gonna have the 2 years of experience when I just graduated college for an entry level job? The entry level job is supposed to be the experience. This is what you do. You build connections while you're in college. You meet people. That's what LinkedIn's supposed to be for. You know what I'm saying? You meet people that got motion, that can pull you in the door. Be like, yo, come work for me over the summer, man. And that's when you got the thing called an internship, where you work while you're in school during your summer breaks. And then you have the experience when you graduate college to be like, yo, bro, look at my resume. Look at this CV. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should hire me for sure. And they're like, actually, nah, because we have 100 other people that did the same thing you did. You know what I'm saying? It's a dog eat dog world, man. That's why you just gotta start your own business for real, man. Or just start making content. Shoot.
It's not through LinkedIn, not through online, which sucks because if you give most of these LinkedIn applicants a shot, guess what? They would do just fine. Another secret I'll let you guys in on about these corporate jobs is that 99% of them are not hard. Like, you don't need to be smart. I knew some kids in college who were dumb as rocks, dude. Which, by the way, is totally fine. Like, I'm not the sharpest tool myself, but it's like seeing them now working these high-level managerial corporate jobs. It's like just nuts. I mean, dude, Harvard graduates aren't getting hired out of college right now. So, I mean, they're obviously very smart. So it's clear that intelligence alone is not how you end up at these jobs.
And you see, the reason why those Harvard graduates aren't getting jobs is because they didn't network when they were in. Bro, if I went to Harvard University, you realize the amount of connections I would make? I'm sitting next to billionaires. Literally, the sons and daughters of billionaires. The sons and daughters of CEOs, of founders of companies that are biggest in the world, that are changing the world. That's networking heaven. Of course I'm going to be making network stuff. I'm going to guarantee myself to get a $200,000 paying job straight out of college because of Harvard University. That's how you really make the name work for you. You got to get those connections, gang. Get your money up. Get your connections up, not your funny up. Yeah, man.
Right, but what those kids don't have, again, is experience. And they can't get it because they don't have it. So this is the cycle, the LinkedIn cycle of death, right? And this has been happening for a while, too. Like, I remember everyone was always on my ass about not having an internship. I remember, like, looking around one summer, and all my friends, everyone I knew had internships. I was like, what are you guys doing? Why are you working for free? I'm just going to continue to work my real job that actually pays me, But then out of college, because of that, it took me...
Just to clarify, I don't know what dude is yapping about with that one. Internships definitely they do give you money. You do get paid, and you get paid way more than your part-time job. You know what I'm saying? He was looking at the wrong internships. He was looking at unpaid internships. See, that's the thing with me. I ain't never going to replace my time for a job that doesn't even pay. It's one thing if it pays minimum wage. I'm like, damn, but I mean, I'm broke, so what can I really do? But if I'm going to replace it for an unpaid, no money, I'm just wasting my time. For what? The potential to get a high-paying job later on? That's a scam. They're scamming you. They are scamming you. They're just using you because you're free labor.
way longer to get my first corporate job, and I had to accept a dookie salary. Why? Because I didn't have, quote, experience yet in the corporate world. No internship on my resume. The whole internship thing is such a scam, in my opinion. Like, it's just another way for these companies to exploit labor. But why would LinkedIn care about any of this, right? That's what I keep coming back to. LinkedIn doesn't care about anyone getting a job. They want to sell LinkedIn Premium. And if you take a look at their estimated valuation these days, which is,
$100 billion.
seems like they're doing a pretty good job of that. It turns out that Tinder is a perfect analogy for LinkedIn because these are two apps that make money off the failure of their users, not the success, right? You fire up Tinder and meet your wife the next day, they're not going to make any money. And they even will use the same tactics. Like, Tinder will be like, you have X amount of likes, but you can't see them unless you pay us. Then you pay them and you're like,
Jesus.
it's like, but LinkedIn does the same thing. It'll be like, X amount of people viewed your profile, pay us to see who it is, you might get a job. And then another LinkedIn feature,
I ain't gonna lie, that's fucking smart, though.
dating apps, if you pay for premium, we'll put you on the top of the pile of applicants. That's
That's
basically
cap.
them admitting that we have created this supply and demand problem and we will sell you the fix. And it's honestly nuts because the difference is with LinkedIn, you are
Yeah.
looking for a job, like to put
That is
food on the
nutty.
table. You're not looking for a side piece or like a situationship. You know what I mean? So they created this situation where recruiters have thousands of applicants to choose from, thousands. And the worst part is like they aren't even looking at them because how could they? Even if they are actually looking to hire someone, you are being marked as a bozo before someone even reads your resume. So to counter this, applicants are using AI to make their resumes as strong as possible to get past these bozo filters, right? But then now recruiters are using AI to detect the AI. It is so bad, dude. It's like, it's robot versus robot. The job market has become like a shitty Transformers movie. And like, just like everything else these days, the human aspect is being removed from something that it should not be removed from. Back in the day, an interviewer could meet someone and be like, this kid's resume kind of sucks, like whatever, but then, I saw potential in him when I talked to him, so I'll give him a shot, and that kid ends up being, super good at the job. I remember when I was miserable at my last job, I spent so much of my free time applying to other jobs, and I finally get a response saying, we want to interview you. I come to find out there is no interviewer. The questions are there, and I have to press record to answer them on a video recording. And honestly, I'd probably be way better at this now because I've gotten comfortable doing this for YouTube, but this was before that, so like I botched it. It was like 8 a.m. before work. I remember just being like so defeated. I was like, I am not gonna get this job. And I didn't. Like, no one talks about how emotionally draining it is to apply for hundreds, if not thousands of jobs.
That is true.
It's physically and mentally like having another job. And with LinkedIn, you can put all this time and energy to applying just to get mogged by someone who has a crazy resume that just pressed quick apply and applied in like 2 seconds, right? It's just like the dating apps where constant rejection and getting ghosted over and over is part of the game. And that makes, even the most mentally strong person feel like ass. But this is with jobs, so the feelings are way worse. You need to get a job to survive. It's not like Tinder. We're not on Bumble here. You know what I mean? So what all this really is more power, more leverage to the last people that need it, which is big corporations. And the crazy thing is that even if you hit the jackpot and you get an interview, these companies will now make you interview like 3, 4, 5 times. I have a friend who just interviewed 4 times at a sports marketing company in New York. He did multiple presentations, all for them to just be like, rip bozo. How are we at this point where you need to interview 4 times to fill a role that you don't even want that badly? You know what I mean? It's like getting in. But what's truly insane is that at the same time that this is all happening, where thousands of applications are being denied every single minute, this app is also doubling as like a shitty Facebook. It's like a social media that is somehow worse than Facebook. Like a lot of people my age, I have this bullshit meter that is probably sharper than it should be. I don't know if it's growing up with the internet or what, but I have like this UAV in my brain that just goes off.
I'm gonna let y'all know right here and right now, all of my LinkedIn posts are not BS. They are authentic, and I wrote them all, and they're just honest. All right?
Every time I see some fake garbage, and the LinkedIn feed man, if you actually look at what people are posting on there, half of it is everything that drives me nuts about corporate America, which is that, no one's actually doing anything. It'll be like, congratulations to the team for launching our new AI powered solutions providing platform called, Pretzel or some shit. It's going to totally revolutionize the space. They're always revolutionizing some kind of space, man. It's like, I know your ass is not this excited about the new software program they got you using at work, bro. Like, why did you post
I'm
this?
done.
That's half of LinkedIn. It's like toxic positivity, someone said, which is like perfect. It's like
That's
the opposite
fair.
of Twitter, but somehow worse. And if that half wasn't bad enough, the other half is posts from, quote, LinkedIn influencers. Yeah, you heard me. There's influencers on this app that you're supposed to get a job on, and you need to buckle up here, guys. These are nut jobs, and I feel like I've been seeing these posts for years and years, but I've just been so dissociated from it all that I haven't, looked at them. You know what I mean? Look at this. Starting with this one. I proposed to my girlfriend this weekend.
See,
Here's what it taught me about B2B sales.
now that one is nutty. I don't make stuff like that, bro. Because look at it. It has no connection. How is you proposing to your girlfriend going to relate to you learning about B2B sales, bro? Like, legitimately, bro. Like, come on. You got to do... For me, I look at this and I'm like, bro, you got to do a way better job with transitioning. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, I see what he's trying to do here. He's trying to hook you in. He's trying to hook you, the LinkedIn reader, into reading his posts and seeing what he has to say. But I can see right through it. Brother, this is BS. That's BS. What is it? How is you proposing to your girlfriend going to correlate to B2B sales? Be serious, bro.
Look, I don't know. This might be rage bait. If it is, it got me. Like, I'm pissed off looking at this. But I don't know if you guys remember this. Please tell me you do. During COVID, when the Supreme Court Justice died, this lady tweeted, she goes,
Just told my 10-year-old daughter about RBG. She had tears in her eyes, and then she
She did the Wakanda pose.
said Ruth Conda Forever, which is this sort of pop culture crossover that I can celebrate.
holy shit. So this is, first off, still gets me to this day.
Bro,
Everyone's
what?
like, no way that little moron did that. But LinkedIn is basically a bunch of people still doing this, right? Lying for clout in the big 2025. It'll
don't
be like,
understand.
I just got mugged under a bridge. Here's what it taught me about,
E-commerce.
like, things like this.
An elder man in a nice blazer walks by, stops and says to me, "You're the only one in this entire lounge not glued to a screen. You're going places, kid. Never."
Yo, do y'all want to see my link? Bro, let me show you my LinkedIn. Snow's overrated, and it's honestly why I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? This week, I was supposed to start school. But then it snowed all week, bruh. But you know what it made me realize? When everything around you is forced to stop, do you stop too? Because that's facts. This is literally what I'm thinking. I took a break from the gym because I was snowed in. I had to take 3 days off of the gym because I literally can't leave my house. We're snowed in, bro. These people did a terrible job cleaning the roads that I literally can't escape. I can't lock in. So what did I do? I stayed home. I made videos like the one I'm making right now. I shoveled the driveway. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly a very normal story. You know what I'm saying? And I decided to build a small project. You know what I'm saying? This is related to my comp sci stuff. You know what I'm saying? School. Nothing groundbreaking. Just adapting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really talking about how snow taught me a lesson. And that's valid. And then, you know yo, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to live in a new climate, man, cuz I'm done with the snow, gang. Yeah, bro. Now you can't tell me that is a good LinkedIn post, man. That's a good post. It gets you giggling. It gets you like, oh, that's facts. You feel me? Like nothing crazy for real. It's not trying to be none of that. Anyway, back to what bro was saying.
Never stop writing. Hands me his card and walks away. In parentheses,
He's a major media executive.
This could have happened, but to me, it's just like, what are you sharing this on LinkedIn for? How is this the same app that they told me I was going to get my job at? This one might be my favorite here. Last year,
I was a poop.
my wife.
Life was a diaper.
This is the app again. You're supposed to get a job on. This guy's on here talking about poops and diapers, bro. Like, I imagine some poor dude who applied for his dream job at this guy's company. He's like anxiously waiting to hear back. Radio silence, so he's like open up LinkedIn. He's checking LinkedIn all the time. Boom, You know, last year I was a poop CEO. I was right in his face. It's just crazy to me. I don't know, man. Here's another one. It's like when I'm interviewing people, I ask if, you know, you have 1 year left to live, would you still take this job? Bro, if I had 1 year to live, would I take the office job at Airbnb? No. I honestly, no, I would not. Are you out of your mind? This is when I need to like take a deep breath and just remind myself that some people genuinely enjoy, you know, the corporate culture and everything that surrounds it. And I'm happy for those people, honestly. It's like SpongeBob flipping.
Hey man, look, at the end of the day, yo, you gonna do anything you can to get that job. And it's not okay. You gotta understand, you gotta understand where to draw the line, yo. You know what I'm saying? LinkedIn, they're scamming you, they're scamming me, they're scamming all of us. But hey, what can we do? It's the system, it's the rat race that we're all in, right? We all trying to get that corporate job, to pay our bills, to live a good life, quote unquote. But are we even gonna get that good life? Because even when you get that corporate job, after a while, you won't even want it anymore. And the corporate job is okay with that because they got 10 other people in line waiting for you to leave so they can replace you. So really think about it. What do you want for yourself? What do you want for your life? What do you want to remember when you're in your deathbed? That you are a LinkedIn warrior trying to get these corporate jobs, chasing the corporate ladder? Or that you just did what you wanted to do? You built stuff that changed the world. I don't know. Just food for thought. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Let me know if this is a good style of content that you guys want to keep seeing. And peace to the Middle East, homies.